Hey, welcome back to Cooking with Legs. It's late. It's almost 6 o'clock. Late for us. We usually eat about 5. So I'm going to make something kind of quick. I'm going to do some blackened flounder. I've got the flounder already thawed. I made the seasoning already. Right, yeah. It's just paprika, salt, pepper, garlic powder, thyme, oregano, and cayenne pepper. I'll do a quick little thing of me putting it in a bottle for you. I already filmed it. But I was also going to make some Mexican rice with this. Don't have the time. That's kind of a time-consuming process as far as making a rice dish goes. At least compared to, I have some Alfredo sauce left over from the other day. I can just cook up some AngelHair pasta, throw Alfredo when they're done as a side. The Blackened Flounder will have a mango salsa on top that we picked up at Walmart. Their fresh made salsas are awesome. And I hate, Walmart is Walmart, right? They just have regular food there. They have, that stuff is awesome. So I'm gonna put a little bit on top because it's pretty and it'll taste good with the blackened seasoning. Anyway, let me get started. All right, so blackened season. How do we make this? This is how I keep my spices generally. In containers like that. Basically what I'm going to do is to this, I'm going to add, that's just garlic powder, add some paprika. I prefer using smoked paprika. Some people use sweet paprika. I don't know that it really matters. Paprika's paprika, right? And I use these little containers so I can just shake them up. Give everything a nice little healthy mix. Paprika, black pepper, onion powder, thyme, dry thyme, not fresh thyme. Guess you could use fresh if you had it. I've never used fresh for this. I've always used the dried. Oregano. Again, I've never used the fresh for this particular seasoning blend. I've always used the dried. Cayenne pepper. This, you add as much as you want. You decide how spicy you want this stuff to be now. And I would put more if it was just me, but I do have to. And lastly, we need to add some salt. Yeah, just put the lid on, shake it up, and you've got blackened seasoning. That simple. All right, now to do this, you're gonna need to dry your fish, like really dry it well. You don't want to have it. You don't want to be wet from thawing out. You want to go ahead and pat it dry real well. And this will work with just about any kind of fish. With flounder, because it's a little thinner, you're gonna go maybe a minute to a minute and a half aside. For something like redfish, which I love, blackened redfish, it's my favorite. You want to go about 3, maybe 4 minutes aside because it's thicker. For something like red snapper, maybe 4 or 5, 4.5. You kind of see where I'm going. The thicker the fillet, the longer the cook. But again, you want this dry. You're gonna put a little bit of Sloppy Mama or your whatever Creole seasoning you like on top first, brush it with some butter, and then your blackened seasoning. If you don't want to make blackened seasoning, there's no shame in using store-bought. I use Zatarain's. I keep this in the house all the time, just in case for whatever reason I don't have time or don't have the stuff to make my own. But this stuff's really good, especially on fish and chicken. Hint, hint. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started right now. All right, so there's my fish, all the little fishes, and I just smack them with a little bit of that. And I have them sitting on a paper towel right now because I just got finished drying them and rinsing them. Right, as you can see, just going to go ahead and cover them lightly with whatever Creole seasoning you want to use. Then you'll take some butter that's melted. You don't want to be hot butter, you want to be cool butter. go ahead and wipe down the fish with the butter. Just brush it on like you're putting on barbecue sauce. And once that's done, then we'll go ahead and take the blackened seasoning that we just made and spread that on liberally. And then you want to go ahead and try and press it in, if you will. But again, you want liberal coverage. You don't want to just kind of lightly do it. You want a heavy coverage. That's what's going to give that black color once it goes into the skillet with the butter. And you want to go ahead and get both sides on here. You could, and at times I've done it where I've just gone ahead and seasoned one side and then seasoned the other side once it's in the pan. Yeah, it's a little time saver, but I always just do both before I put it on the skillet. Quick tip from experience: when you're heating up the pan, make sure you have all smoke detectors covered or out of the way. This will set off a smoke detector. It will, I repeat, set off smoke detectors. Alright, we have smoke. When you're cooking this fish, you want to go ahead and cook it the presentation side first, in this case the top side. So you want to go top side down and then flip it over to the back side. It's the top side of the fish. The top side of the fish. And once again, the top side of the fish. It's just that easy. And you wait till when you know how to flip it when the edges start to curl in. So when you start seeing these edges, like right here, starting to curl a little bit, that was going to be probably the first one I'll have to flip. This one, the end is starting to curl. See that? The end here, and this end. So we're going to flip them in about another 20 seconds. Remove the fish. Remove the fish. Remove the fish. More butter. One. Top side down first. Top side down. And top side down first.